Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Paddock. I hope that you're doing well. Today for health, we're going to talk about germs and how icky germs can be. Now, we've talked lots about germs because of COVID-19 and how we need to keep ourselves safe and how we need to protect others as well. So in class, of course, we wear masks to cover our faces and things like that. We've been talking lots about washing our hands. We did lots of exercises about that and activities. We talked about hand sanitizer, right? So we know that hand sanitizer, we can use that. The baby wipes we've been using to wipe our hands first and then using the hand sanitizer afterwards if we can't get to the washroom and wash our hands. Of course, we know that actually washing our hands is better, right? Because it washes away all the gunk and the soap and water is better for us. But if we can't get to a washroom to wash our hands, then we're going to use hand sanitizer. Now, something that we haven't really kind of talked about is Kleenex or tissues. And so we know that we have lots of these boxes in the classroom, right? And it's got these lovely little things here that I know my kids, when they were little, they love to like pull them out. But these, of course, are very important. And what are these? Of course, they're tissues or Kleenex, sometimes we call them. And they're important. Why? Because if we have to cough or if we have to sneeze, it's a great place for us to do it into our tissue like that, right? So, of course, we're going to go or achoo and into the Kleenex. Now, here's a question. What should I do with this afterwards? Should I just throw it on the ground? No. You're absolutely right. That would not be very good. Mr. Paulo would not be very happy if he had to come around the classrooms and like pick up all these like Kleenexes, right? Our job with the tissue paper is to put it into the garbage when we're done. Every time. So every time you sneezed in here or coughed in here, you should kind of crumple it up and throw it into the garbage can, okay? Now, that is very important that we cover our cough. So if we're not able to get to a Kleenex box and grab a Kleenex to cough into the tissue, we can always cough into our elbow, right? Or sneeze into our elbow. Should we actually sneeze into our hands or cough into our hands? No, we shouldn't, because we're touching everything with our hands and stuff, right? And so if I've sneezed, and then I go and like touch something like a book or something, my germs are spreading onto all that, right? Now, we're not supposed to touch other people right now, right? We know that, right? But we know that our hands, we don't actually want to be putting all the germs onto our hands and stuff. So either sneeze or cough into your elbow, right? So this part right here, see my muscles? Look, oh no. So sneeze in here or cough in here, or again, better is to cough or sneeze into a tissue if you can get to it in time. Sometimes you can't, you just sneeze, right, and cough. The other thing is if you're wearing a mask and you sneeze, I know that's happened to me before. Sometimes my mask gets all like, wet inside. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to change my mask, okay? So anytime my mask is kind of wet, I wanna like change it and get a clean, dry mask, because that'll help with the germs as well. Now, the other thing we wanna make sure that we're doing is we're washing our hands really good. We've talked about that lots, and make sure that we're getting in between the back, you know, the palms, all that, and we're using soap and water, and make sure you're washing it for long enough so that it actually does something, right, and removes the germs. And then again, if you can't get to a washroom, use hand sanitizer, and that's pretty good. Now, you are going to do a little craft, and now these are not in your packages, so your parents have to print this off. One looks like this. It's a tissue box, okay, and it says germ busting tissues. And then this one, oh, it got upside down, looks like this, and it says I prevent the spread of germs when and it's got 3 things and then a little tab part down here. So you are going to ask your parents to print those 2 off. Can you still say me hello? Print those 2 off, and then we're gonna color them, and I'm gonna show you how I did it. And then I'm gonna show you, you're gonna also cut it out. But there's a little bit of a trick, so be careful, don't forget this part. So I colored my Kleenex box like this. You can color it any way you want. Make sure you put your name at the bottom. So I put Mrs. Paddock. Don't write Mrs. Paddock, of course, right? Because I don't want to have to take your Kleenex box afterwards and say, hey, this is mine, I did a great job. Write your name. So I put Mrs. Paddock here. I colored it just whatever colors you want. You could put polka dots on here. I don't care, doesn't matter. Now, I did not color this little strip here because I'm gonna tell you in a second why. You're gonna have your little paper here. Oh, so this one, cut it out afterwards so it looks like the Kleenex box, okay? And then here, this one, you're actually gonna trace the words here, and it says, I prevent the spread of germs when I cover my cough, when I wash my hands, and use hand sanitizer, okay? So those are the 3 good, things that we do to prevent the spread of germs, okay? So you're going to trace those letters there for those words, do those first, and then color your kids here. Do a nice job, 3-star coloring, of course. And then you're gonna cut it out. And don't forget, you need this little strip at the bottom. So don't cut that off, you need that part, okay? So keep that little strip at the bottom. So you cut the whole thing out, okay? And then you're gonna fold it, kind of like zigzag, like an accordion. You probably have no idea what an accordion is, but it's kind of like this, where it goes do, do, do. So you're gonna fold it like that, and you'll see there's little dots, and you're gonna fold it on the dots so that it kind of goes like this, okay? And then when you're done, the top one will say, I prevent the spread of germs when I, and then the back is just this little flap here. Now you can put on this little flap part, I put a piece of tape because it's just what I had right now, but you can put glue or glue stick if you have. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick that little tab to that other white part, okay? So mine's not going to stick very well, but it's going to look like this. So it looks like a Kleenex box. So like you're pulling out tissues. So there you go. So it's like that. And then when you stick it all together, it's going to look like a tissue coming out of the box, okay? So there you have it. So that is your craft for today, for health. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're staying away from those germs. All right, my friends, love you, miss you, talk to you soon.